My name is Austin Wade. I'm a graphic designer and illustrator from Cleveland, Ohio. Got my start as a graphic designer when I was about 13 years old, and I found a program called GIMP when I was about 11 through a friend of mine when I had just moved to a new city and got really into it. When I was 13, I discovered Photoshop, and since then I've just been obsessed with all things design. So when I was 15 years old, I got my first client. That was my friend's band that wanted me to do their album artwork. It's been a really humbling experience. Back in 2017, I had a job as a full-time in-house graphic designer for an engineering firm in Cleveland. And that was great. It was a really good experience for me to learn how to kind of deal with all these different situations, you know, some of the more boring projects, some of the more artistic projects. It really taught me how to take risks in my work. I was already fairly confident. I was cocky in college. I thought I knew everything because I had had big clients before I had even graduated high school. And college has a way of cutting you down real fast. They really told me, like, I'm not shit. And that was good. That was good for me. I learned my lesson, and I dropped my ego in my design. And from then on, I realized there was a lot of people a lot better than me that were in much higher positions at the same age or younger than me. And I had to bust my ass to get to where I wanted to be. So fast forward to November of 2017, I got let go from the job. It wasn't a fire, they just wanted to restructure the business a little bit. There was a whole bunch of other stuff going on in there. There's no bad blood. And I got my severance pay. I lived off of that for 2 months until a little bit after my birthday in January. And then I decided to take the leap. I didn't want to work in a setting with a boss or with other people anymore. I wanted to be my own boss. I've never really done well with authority or structure in that sense. I'm a terrible student. I'm not good at my jobs. I do things my own way. I've never really been one for people telling me what to do. It's been a really exciting ride. I'm so thankful for the position I get to be in now and for all the work that I get to do and the opportunities that have been presented to me. So a typical day for me, I wake up, between 8 and 10 in the morning, which I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to get that better. But I wake up between 8 and 10 in the morning. I'll take a shower, make some breakfast, read some articles online, watch a couple of YouTube videos, whatever, just get myself awake. And then I get to work. I check my email, I see who's gotten back to me or who wants new work from me. I check out my list, see where I am in my projects, and then I prioritize based on the deadline. I'm really good about keeping notes of everything that I'm learning and all the different tactics that I need to use in my work. So from there, once I figure out what I'm doing for the day and when I'm doing it, I just get right into it. I'll pick out, maybe I want to start the day with an illustration, and then maybe I'll go on to album artwork. If I've got a client that's for album artwork or packaging, I might move on to that for, however long that takes. It's usually no more than an hour or two a day per project, but sometimes it goes over, sometimes it's much less than that, just depending on what they need, if it's a small tweak or a big tweak. And then, maybe I'll do a logo. So, for example, I just started a logo for someone and I'm in the preliminary sketching phases, so I'll do, 20 to 30 sketches, just drawings and ideas and hashing things out. And I've found through my career that sketching is the biggest asset you can possibly have in graphic design. You have to do it. I've always been resistant to it because I'm like, well, I can just do it on the computer. I can just move stuff around and try it out. And ever since I started sketching back in my old job, it's changed the way I work. And one of the biggest benefits of working for myself and freelancing from home is that I get to be on my own schedule. If I'm hungry, I can go get something to eat in the kitchen. If I'm thirsty or I need, a glass of tea, I can just walk right over and make it for myself. It's great. At the old job or any other job I've had, you have to wait for your lunch break and then you have to go find somewhere to go and you have to spend money. But here I get to just hang out. Sometimes I don't want to work on my computer at my desk. Sometimes I want to work on the couch, and I do. It's great. And sometimes I don't even want to be home, so I can go to Starbucks, or I can go to a local coffee shop or a restaurant or whatever. Get my work done from anywhere I want to be. I'll go to the beach, I'll go to the park, whatever. And that is probably the most valuable thing to me, being able to be on my own schedule and in my own place. It's so much nicer than being in a gray cubicle. I can't even begin to explain it. I live with my girlfriend Lori. She's the love of my life. She's the most incredible thing that's ever happened to me. And we frequently hang out. And one of the reasons I wanted to get out of my old job, and by that moment of serendipity of being let go, I did, I wanted to spend more time with her. I was working 8 to 5 every day, and she was working usually noon to 8 every day at her coffee shop. And we just really didn't get to see each other that much except for on the weekend. If she's home and I've got more work to do, I can just sit next to her on the couch and hang out, play video games together while things are loading or whatever. It's such a blessing. Sometimes it does get lonely. Sometimes it gets exhausting. I'm home all the time. I'm working all the time. It's never a day off. If I get an email, I'm responding to it right away because I want to keep my rapport. And it's lonely. It's really hard sometimes. You don't really get the thrill of, seeing new people that you would in retail or hanging out with your friends on shift. You're at home, and it is hard. And forcing myself to get out is something that I've been working on, and I'm struggling through. All in all, I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's a hard road. It's a lonely road. It's a broke road right now, but the freedom I have to, go grocery shopping at 1 o'clock if I have to, or to go to the gym when there's nobody there, the freedom I have to, go see family at any moment without having to call off or reschedule things, to be able to see my girlfriend as much as I possibly can. I get to spend a lot of time with the people I love, and I'm always open to new experiences, and I'm not held back by a schedule. And that is, to me, one of the most ultimate freedoms you can get.